What is up, guys? It's the TheNicKBros. First podcast going on. Your boy, Nicky T. Your boy, the classic TheNicKBros. So we're going to start a podcast series that I've been very excited about. Donnie's been very excited about. I have topics on topics in the Smash Bros. Universe going on right now. And we're going to talk about it. And because there has been a lot of change I'm going to go into 2020 stuff as a collective. And we're going to go into a little sprinkle of 2021 because it just started. But I really want to hear what you guys say in the comments, etc. because it's going to be YouTube. So I really want to know. All right. Are you ready?
I also want to say I'm loving the energy you're bringing to this right away.
Oh, dude, I've been waiting. I've been waiting. Oh, dude, no, I love podcasts. Guys, just so you know, before I go into officially into the first topic,
I hear it until 4 a.m.
I literally listen to esport podcasts while I grind Smash, while I'm going to work. I love them. I don't know what it is. I just absolutely love them. So
he passes out in the middle of the night. I'm sitting there,
right,
and being basic, enjoying my TikTok. All right. I gotta know, like, you know, what foods will they bring back this week, stuff like that. And I hear him at like 2, 3 in the morning because I don't sleep.
That's right.
And it's a podcast playing. I know it's either like it's Mango screeching or like it's gotta be Hex. Because whenever Mango laughs, it's like always I can just tell when he laughs.
Right.
And I hear you. And the funniest part, honestly, that is not the point that you fall asleep listening to a podcast. It's the point that eventually it hits his face and falls in and like goes between the bed, like.
Yeah, it just ricochets and it wakes me up and I get scared.
Yeah, he gets scared. I know he's waking my eyes up now.
It's true. But all right, let's get into our first topic. All right, so this is starting off with 2020 stuff. All right, you ready for this? Slippy came out. All right, remember this. Slippy came out. Now, real question that a lot of Smash players have been determining: is Slippy competitive? Do you consider the tournaments that have gone on in 2020 real?
Yes, I do. So I feel like this is like a really loaded question for a lot of people because
it's just your opinion.
I think it goes past opinion at this point. I don't think it's an opinion piece. Like it's kind of factual now. I mean, the world we live in, you're at home for the most part. I mean, at least we are. You know, there's no in-person tournaments of any size within the public that are happening that count towards a public rating.
Okay.
The main one is online at this point. And if you think that none of this counts right now, then you're not going to go that far when competitively when the new meta comes out, because the bottom line of it is people have been playing longer than you.
So what you're saying is that people who do not take this time to take Slippy seriously will be behind.
They're missing out
in the meta because they were not grinding and taking this time seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that 100%. And I want to see what you say about this after I say this point.
Yeah, keep going.
That you've got the majority of top players playing not only in what can be seen as majors, what can be seen as regionals, but they're playing in locals. And locals being kind of any tournament that shows up, right?
On Smash.gg, which was recently bought and out.
Yep. And
which we'll talk into that more, but keep going.
Yeah. I think that you're seeing an active participation from the majority of players.
Okay. So you're saying
there's a minority that's speaking against this, and they are from some very reputable people within the community.
Right.
And I see their point. Don't get me wrong. I see their point. But I think that we're missing the point.
You think overall it's good? Even though we're not at locals, online is not should not be looked down upon, but it has a good future in the Smash community. It's bringing communities together, and you're saying that locals have the highest attendance rate, which is true, than we have ever seen, especially with Smash.gg, which, if you guys did not know, was bought out by Microsoft. It'll only get better.
So then let me tell you this point, right? So let's compare this.
Mm-hmm.
let's look at comic books, or even like this is true in real life as well, at least to my knowledge. I hope it's true, because then why are all these comic books based off of this? Um, when you lose like one of your senses, other things get enhanced, right? Like I feel like that's a very commonplace thing, because it's like the whole focus of using something more often. So what we're seeing is, because we lost our sense of being in person and being at events and having those attributes and that kind of environment, because
Okay.
that environment no longer exists, we've heightened our online existence from Smash Ladder to Slippy.
Right.
We had to adapt.
Rollback net code. Easier to perform tournaments. Easier to host tournaments. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Easy local streamers are doing it. Discord groups are doing it. It's very easy to go find a time or a place where you can just kind of hop into one, and it could be across the country. I entered into a California tournament. Why not? You can.
Yeah.
Slippy's good enough for it. That changes the game. I also think you hit it right on the dot, where I think the community and localization of, hey, you can do a local not only more often, but from the comfort of your home, which means attendance of tournaments of players is more, which means people can play more at a competitive level easier. So before it was, hey man, you have to go drive out. And there might be a small percentage of people who are competitive, playing competitive, know how to do all the tech and everything, but they won't go to an event. And I bet you there's a lot. You'd probably be surprised of the amount of players, that small niche group of, hey, I want to be competitive, I want to go to events, but I'm just not making that step. Whether it's because they're scared, whether it's just the gas money, the drive, whatever it is that's stopping them, right? Or the time, because that's a lot of time. All we have to do is now log into Smash.gg, log in, sit at our chairs at 6, 7, or 8 p.m. Boom. Don't miss that first match and you're in. So
Yeah.
it's made it easier to attend.
And
So let's. Oh, you go.
Yeah, I wanted to say this too. I feel like we need to get some clarification down, so you guys know like a little bit about us as well. Because for those of you who are watching us for the first time, don't really know that much about us. Me and Nick have been competing in Smash for, you've been much longer. Nick competed at Stockton. I'm more recent. I've been learning a lot more. I've been doing this for a decent amount of time. Nick's been doing this for a very long time. He was one of the best at Stockton, one of the best in South Jersey, very good Fox player, and for Melee. Um, and I've been learning, I've been playing some Smash. So I'm more moderately experienced. I've been watching since we've been watching since
2014.
2013, 2014.
And competing.
Competing, you've been competing since about 2015, 2016.
Heavily.
Yeah. I've been competing since like end of 2018.
Right.
So there's some experience here. You got like a more fresher look from my end, and you've got a more veteran look from his end. And like what you're seeing is just kind of those perspectives. So we're no professionals by any means. We're not.
No.
We're not saying that, like, we're just more passionate community members.
You're. I think what's nice about this is you're just getting a perspective, which you may agree with some of the points we make. We might not. We're just bringing them to light. And that's what's great, right? We're not gonna be mad if somebody in the comments goes, you know what? I just don't feel this way. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, we're just bringing up to light points that are going around in the Smash community, just talking about it because we just care about it and we like it. And then we want to hear your feedback on it too.
We feel like there's a lot of you that are like us out there. We're like,
right.
We're just passionate. We're the fans. We're literally just the fans.
Fans. Passionate players who are constantly playing, streaming, making content, entering tournaments.
Yeah.
And having a great time.
You're getting the fan report right now.
Exactly.
Basically. And like, we're going to be wrong at times, and clarification is going to happen, and we'll get better at it. But we want to just give you like so you understand where this perspective is coming from. It's more of a fan perspective that not only needs to be educated, but hopefully can educate you. We want this podcast to be something that not only educates ourselves, but educates the people that we podcast to. And then, we go through this journey together and figure things out. Like, we want this to be focused on beginner esports people, not only to the Smash scene, but to other esports. We're starting at Smash because it's
the one we know.
Yeah, we know the most. Yeah.
Right.
So going back to your point, that some perspective is there.
You ready for topic 2? It kind of goes off of the first one, right? Topic 2, which people have been discussing a lot, Mango and Leffen especially, which actually, and Zane, I believe it was on their podcast, all agreed that 2020 should not be ranked. Leffen could not compete due to the fact that he's in Sweden. A lot of people, some were in attendance, some weren't. It was slippy for most of the year. So they're saying that 2020, there should be no rank. What do you think? Which is odd because they, like, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't, all right. My perspective on it is rank it, but...
When did Slippy come out?
2020.
Yeah, but when? It must have been beginning of pandemic.
There was a few tournaments that were LAN during 2020.
Yeah, I mean, you have January to March, basically.
Right, there was a couple.
And then
it was basic, and it's very interesting because if you think about it, it is still the Mango Zane show all of 2020. It has been their storyline the entire time, regardless of offline to online transition, if you think about it. Which is very... And so...
Well, there's your counter argument for what we were talking about in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's very interesting, because the results, does Slippy skew results that drastically if offline if every tournament that was on Slippy were instead on LAN? Would it... how drastically would we see? I believe we're going to see that in 2021. That's going to be the real deal.
But does 2020 count? That was your question.
Does 2020 count? So those are kind of the counter arguments and perspectives people are taking. It's hard.
That's hard.
It's hard. I can go both ways, to be honest on it. It's hard.
This is like the whole talk with Leffen and the pause situation. Like, you could see both points, but...
Right, 100%. I'm not even really 100%
is the Dar? Yeah, I am actually on Leffen's point on that one, but that's a separate topic. But it's the same thing. Like, you can see both points of...
Right.
Because you got, 2-3 months of actual, in-person events, and then you've got...
the rest of the year.
It's probably,
Summit being the big
months.
one. Summit, there's a couple.
I feel Ludwig, like you should call it...
Ludwig's tournament.
Maybe not call it 2020. Maybe call it something else, like the quarantine series.
So, going into the next one, who is the best in the world in 2020?
In Melee. Smash Bros. Melee.
Super Smash Bros. Melee of the year of 2020. Zane?
Zane.
I have to agree. Yeah. I feel it's real close between Mango and Zane.
Yeah, it is.
But I think Zane etched him out this much.
I think it's because of who Zane's faced all year, too.
Right.
Because he's faced a lot of the power players all year, and he has, without a doubt, really stomped on some people that have been his problem for quite some time. And Mango is the only one who can really fight it.
Right. And those are top two, 100%.
We saw Johnny do it.
Johnny beat Zane.
Johnny's
nasty.
He's like a firework.
What a phenom.
When he pops off, it's over. It's a spectacle. But at an overall scale, Johnny didn't perform the whole time that obviously, I would have loved to see. A lot of other people would have loved to see. And that's just the name of the game. But when it comes to the players right now, and you look at the stats of each player and you say, okay, who's won what and who's statistically better, I think even at the end of all of that, then you just look at who played the best, well, not just the stats, what did you see, improvement wise, growth? Zane.
You're right.
You look back Shine 2018 with Zane, and you look at 2020 Zane, and Zane's making a name for himself, PPMD name for himself now. That says a lot.
True.
I think that's why Zane also beats Mango in this sense, because Zane's story is just starting to be told. Honestly, it's really just starting.
It's new, but it's also just shows how impressive that Mango I believe Mango said this in a podcast, and it actually blew me away. He is one of the few people who have been through every era.
Yeah.
Every era. He has beat Ken.
He's the GOAT.
He has beaten, oh my God, who's the Marth player? Oh my God. Ken, Isaiah,
yeah.
and there was a Marth. PC Chris. Shoot. All right, I'll come back to it. I'll remember. I'll Google it. Anyway.
I'm just going to plop the name right on the right now.
I know. I can't believe I'm blanking on him. But
like a little cursive big dummy comes across the screen and hits you.
It's true. But, like, how am I missing this GOAT? Anyway, he has beaten all those legends. He has beaten all the gods at some point.
That's why you can't. The GOAT.
M2K, H5. Everyone's gotten Mango. Now the new era. IBDWs, the Zanes, the people who have been rising up. Right. All of them. All of them.
Face roll, too.
Right. He's on the come up.
Debut.
Everybody.
Ginger just got sponsored.
Oh, really? By who? You don't remember? That's all right.
G Esports, I think.
Sorry. Take it with a grain of salt.
It's G Esports, but he just got sponsored. I'll look it up while we're
Good for him, though. No, he deserves it. Ginger's been working his butt off for a long time, so I appreciate that. Asin. Oh my God, that was the name.
Ding.
Yeah, that was the Marth main. I was thinking of the old legends. Anyway, which just shows like how crazy his skill cap is. Like Mango's skill cap, I just feel like is so interesting as a player because think about it. In any esport, is there somebody who has been playing since like how old was he? Like 13? I don't even know how. He was very young. He is now in his late 20s.
He's getting there.
Over a decade of playing his esport heavily, competitively, barely missing events, by the way. You also have to think that, like, when it came to
he's getting a Street Fighter legend level.
Literally.
Yeah, Street Fighter legend level.
Literally, like, yeah, like a Daigo or something, like a Tokido. Like, he has been around. Yeah, he has stuck to this game for, I think, even over a decade. If it's not a decade, it's like a little more.
He'll be known as the Justin Wong Daigo of Smash.
Right.
It will be. Which is that's legend status right there. Like, he's already got it.
Which is nuts. Which it's crazy on both ends, right? You have the wisdom, the man who has been playing for decades, and then the youngster, the young Zane, yo. Even though he's not really young, like he was a doc kid, but so he's been playing for like 7, maybe 8 years. I'm just giving a rough estimate here. That's still a while.
Yeah, it is. It is a while, and
it's just crazy that somebody can catch up to that skill level of a decade in that short amount of time. It just shows on both ends how impressive it is, and it's impressive that Mango can stay at the top. I don't know if Mango has ever. He has very rarely been ranked out of the top 5 in the world.
Honestly, if you ask me that question, like when's the last time Mango was out of the top 5?
Maybe Armada
2000. It's between 2000 and 2010, without a doubt.
Nah, maybe 1 year during Armada's reign, he placed pretty bad. Maybe
top 5 though.
He might have still snuck in top 5. Like it's ridiculous. Like, he has kept his status up there.
Yeah,
and even that's impressive to say. Oh well, he's probably barely gotten out of top 8 ever.
Yeah,
ranked in the world.
That's definitely
that's crazy. Anyway,
but look, we've been touting a lot about Mango right now.
Oh yeah, I love Mango.
And yeah, because he's a fan favorite.
So now that we've been talking about the top players, and we got some new ones this year. The IBDWs have really shown up. S2J has really been showing up at the end of this year. Wizro, all right. Then we have the returnees, is what I like to call them. SBAT, where were you all year? All of a sudden he comes back and he's playing in everything, and he's doing amazing.
He's doing good, yeah.
Wizrobe too. Where was he?
He was someone I wanted to see play more. I did.
Right.
I wanted to see him play more. And
as a Fox main, of course I did want to see my boy SFAT.
Yeah.
I was just like, where is he? All of a sudden, Wizrobe. Wasn't here all year. All of a sudden, boom, there he is, and he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
He's still placing well.
He's playing real well, yeah.
It's odd. I don't know if it's like a competitive break they were taking or whatnot. It's just very interesting. I call them the returnees, where randomly now they're just out here. So now this leads into topic 4. Who is going to be the people to watch out for 2021 for this year? Who's going to be the you got to watch out for this guy? Obviously, we got Zane Mango. We've been talking it up. Who else? Who else are you like, woof?
Who I'm like most, like, who I think is going to do really well.
Who's going to do really well in 2021? Like, do you think Plup's going to come back? Take some names. You think you think H-Box is going to get inspiration? Or you think he's going to keep going with his streaming career and focusing on Ultimate?
I don't think Hungrybox is coming back.
Okay.
No, not right now, at least. I think there's a lot of controversy with Hungrybox right now. I mean, there is a lot around him usually, just because of the nature of, like, you know, like his environment, I guess. But you know, that's just what we hear all the time, and like, especially with the Wolf thing, which we'll get to at some point. Like, I want to talk about the Wolf stuff with him.
Yeah, that'll be another topic. So you think that his motivation this year is
he's just elsewhere, and that's fine.
Yeah,
just, if he's streaming, he's doing really well. He's got the box. He's got a lot on his plate, man. The way he wanted to compete isn't happening right now.
Right.
And that's okay. I mean, that's fine.
Like, right. Not a fan of online. He said it. So you think because of all these things, 2021, we'll see H-Box in the what's it called in Dragon Ball Z? When Goku trains up.
Oh, it's his training arc.
His training arc.
Yeah.
I think H-Box is going to enter a new training arc and come back once LAN happens.
Yeah.
It's my prediction. All right, so who
I
two or three names? I
want to see perform better?
Or no, who you think is going to perform well in 2021?
Ginger.
You think Ginger's going to step it up this year? Mm-hmm. You think it's Ginger's year?
Ginger is the first player in 2021 to be sponsored by an esports league.
Okay.
And I found out what it was. It's Luminosity Gaming.
Really?
Luminosity Gaming, yeah.
Really? That's a good sponsor.
Good sponsor.
That's a good sponsor. Yay. And I will say, whenever somebody gets sponsored, it's a thing. It kicks motivation in their ass.
They go. Big too. 481,000 followers on Twitter. They've got multiple different kinds of players. They're sponsored by G Fuel.
It's great. He deserves it. Works his butt off. I love Ginger. Dude, he's one of the few Falcos, you know? I'd love to have another space animal up in there. I'm a Fox main. You're a Falco. I love Falco. Falcos are awesome. We need someone else besides Mango pushing that Falco meta.
We're seeing him improve.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a big thing. And this goes in with, like, you know, a lot of what I work with too, is that when people improve and actually see their improvement and they try genuinely, because there's try. And what we're seeing is he is consistently performing better, consistently moving
streaming,
consistently working on things that, like, his laser game is getting to the level of DeShizzWiz in his prime.
He's good.
And I'm seeing a lot from him. That's a different Falco main that like this is I can see this be his breakout year.
Okay.
I think, and IBDW too. Like, my number 2, IBDW, hands down.
Right.
He's coming for his time.
I think so too. I mean, he's already been performing really well in 2020. He definitely takes my number 3 spot of 2020.
Yeah.
You say, okay, so Ginger.
I said number 1 and 2. I guess my third one before you say your 3.
Right. So we got Ginger, we got the IBDW. I'll start rattling off some names. None, S2J, Wizrobe are the Falcons.
Wizrobe. You're gonna say why right away. I know. That's a weird one to say.
Okay.
Wizrobe. Yeah. Wizrobe got a big sponsorship right before the pandemic.
Team Envious.
Yep. He got a big sponsorship. He hasn't been seen in any sort of big majors lately. I think this has I think
No,
that's due to
recently he has actually been entering.
yeah. But I'm saying like not as much as others, and I
Right.
think that's due to like a multitude of different things. Um,
At,
we're
at the end of
saying
the year, he just slipped in,
yeah.
just like SFAT.
I think like I think it's starting to sink in, and this is terrible to say. I hate saying this. Like how much life has changed because of the pandemic, and how we need to accept that this is going
Focus
to be
on
our life.
online.
Yeah, this is going to be our life for a little bit
Right.
longer than what we would have preferred, maybe even longer. Who knows? But I won't get into that. But people are realizing like, okay, it's New Year. I can't wait any longer. I got to get back to things. I can't.
This is how we compete. This is what
Yeah,
I got to do.
that's what I got to do. And I think you're going to
Simple
see
as
him
that.
come back because right before the pandemic, he was playing the best he's ever played.
All right.
Played the best he ever played. He's coming back.
So that's your 3. All right.
Play 3. What's your 3?
All right. My 3. So your 3 were Ginger,
Ginger,
Wizrobe,
Wizrobe, IBDW.
IBDW. All right. Whose year do I think it's going to be? Like somebody who's stepping it up in 2021. I think S2J. My man online is killing it. He is streaming more. His subs have never been higher on Twitch. He's beaten Zane. That's a huge win.
Yeah.
Less than probably 5% of Melee players got a set off of Zane in 2020. S2J is one of them. It's probably like Mango, S2J, and like maybe one other player. No joke. Maybe 2 max. That's it. I'm no joke.
Yeah.
So I definitely think S2J for sure. Ooh. You saying Ginger does make me think, because when you get a sponsorship like that, it really lights a fire in you. You want to show
someone saw something in him. Someone in the scene saw something in him.
Right? I mean, hey, it lights a fire. Whenever you get it's true. It's called a sponsorship power up. Like when you get sponsored, you now have huge motivation to play more, grind more. You're happier, less stress, getting that nice paycheck. Like you can just focus. You can just focus on the game, nothing else. You don't gotta worry about anything else at that point. Like when your sponsorship, you made it. So I feel that it's huge motivation. But S2J is definitely my number 1. Shoot, man. I also have to say Leffen, because we didn't see him in 2020.
He's around. I'm gonna let you know though. Like what's he working with? It's not the box, but it's like very similar.
No, he's not working with any company.
No, I mean
but he is switching.
That's what I mean. He's switching, right?
He is switching to to that kind of controller
it's
style.
it's like a fight box.
Yeah, for a smash box. Like a smash box. He is.
It's not called the hitbox. It's called like a smash box, right?
Right.
There's a difference. There is a difference.
Yeah. I don't know if he's. I know he's trying it right now, but I don't. He did say he wants to make the full switch, but I have seen him also switching back to GameCube controller on his stream. So like, it's like 50-50. Like I don't. It's weird. So it's like, is he gonna actually go all the way through with it? Like, I could see it being beneficial for him. I could see him doing it as well. I don't know. He plays other fighting games. He likes the fight stick. Like he plays other fighting games. So, and he said himself, like, this is the time for me to learn it because of COVID. I can't play. I can only compete in European tournaments. So I could see him doing it. I could see him not doing it, but I think when he does come back, I think he's going to be fired up. I think 2021, because it happened. The reason why I'm going to say it is because it happened after evidence.zip. When Leffen was banned and could not come to the States and play, when he came back, my man ran a train. So, and then won Evo.
You're right.
So I think that when Leffen comes back, I think Mango and Zane might have they're gonna have some competition. They're gonna have some big. I think Big Left is gonna be slept on. I think people are gonna think he's gonna be rusty. I think they're not gonna be ready for him. Now, I will say this though: if he comes back with the Smash Box, it's gonna take him some time, and he might get poor results because of it at first. At first, that's just because of he's transitioning. And if he does fully go into this Smash Box transition, it will take time. It'll take anybody time. It'd be like somebody going from controller to mouse and keyboard. It's just there has to be a transition time. You can't just have your GameCube controller that you've been playing with forever and switch to a controller and have the same skill level. It's just not how it works. But so that's my number 2, S2J, Leffen, and this one's a little iffy, but I want to say SFAT. I have been seeing SFAT really turn it up at the end of this year, beginning of this year. He has been performing extremely well, but SFAT is always 50-50 because I see him with spurts of motivation and he performs and gets such good results. And then you just see him not fall off of results-wise. He just stops entering these like walls of I don't know if it's because he's just like practicing and needs like a breather.
You're pointing that out before too.
Right. I almost feel like it's like I need a breather so I can perform at my SFAT top performance.
Like training arc level?
Almost. Like hey, I got the juice to like perform this much and then I need a break. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it. I don't know why, but that might just be how he competes. Like like you say, he needs to go back into the training arc. I don't know, but when he does, when he comes back, he always comes back strong. So, but I would love to see 2021 SFAT going to everything and really see where he goes. I want a year, like I said, where he actually goes and enters everything. I think if he did that, he would become top 8. I think he would perform extremely well because right now he's on a roll. He's entering everything. I'm talking smaller tournaments, regionals, majors. He's in them and he's been making top 8s in all of them. So I think it could be SFAT's year. I just hope I really want him to enter everything because I just really want to see what that's like. Seeing an SFAT that is that motivated and just going through the whole year. That's my top 3.
So just to say it one more time for everybody. Right. Number 1 for you.
For me, S2J, Leffen, and SFAT.
SFAT? Okay. Wow, you got 3 completely different lists on both of our ends.
Right.
That gives honestly that's cool because that's our 2 different opinions right there. Like you're getting two different backgrounds. Yeah.
Like we said, our opinions. Let us know what you guys are thinking because we're just saying what we're thinking.
We'll bring it up in the podcast.
Yeah, put that in the comments. Who do you guys think are your top 3
comments every week too? Like from anybody.
Zane's 20. I believe it was either 2020 or 2021 tier list.
Oh, you saw the tier list too, right?
Right. Yeah. I actually pull it up real quick.
You want to pull it up? Yeah, sure.
Here. Yeah. So Nick's. So Donnie's gonna pull that up right quick. Zane. We all know who Zane is. He has made a tier list. Recently, I can't remember if it's 2020 or 2021. Yeah, here it is. What is it? Is it 20?
I'll pull like a little image up right here for a second so
right.
We can see. So we'll read it off for audio listeners. So Zane, this is his tier list.
Right. Go for it.
You seem like you were like you had something specific to say. I feel like you got an opinion right there that you got surprised by something here.
Yeah.
You got surprised by something here. And I agree with this. I think I see what you're seeing as well.
Read it off. Read it off
So
for the
yeah,
people.
let's talk about it. So he put it in like really good, not like S tier, A tier. So really good, this means S tier basically. Marth number 1. Fox number 2, Falco number 3, Jigglypuff number 4, and Sheik 5. Uh, good, which is A tier basically. Captain Falcon and Peach. B tier, weirdos tier, as he puts it. Funny, that's funny. Yoshi, Pikachu, Samus, Ice Climbers, Luigi, Dr. Mario. Then which is C tier. Donkey Kong, Ganondorf. D tier, Mario, Young Link, Mewtwo, Link. Uh, that was called Sucks tier, and this is Sucks More tier. Game and Watch, Roy, Pichu, and then
And then just straight up sucks ass.
F tier.
Ness, Kirby, Zelda, and Bowser.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting is the top 3.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd say top 4.
You know what?
Honestly, I'm going to say top 4 because I understand. I feel like with Sheik and Captain Falcon, you could switch those two a lot depending on what's going on with the meta. And I feel like Captain Face Roll really got Sheik to be put up without a doubt above Captain Falcon. This
and
right
Captain Face Roll and Sparks.
Sparks, that's a really good point.
Sparks is another one. He was at Summit and he performed well. So obviously, Marth being Zane himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting. Somebody else who has said that Marth could be the best character in the game. Mewtwo King has sprinkled it. He said it a lot. Zane is now saying it. It's one of those things that I could see. Marth is an amazing character. Great edge guarding, great spacing, combo ending combos, tippers that could just end stocks very quickly if correctly spaced. Very hard to master, but very fun, nimble, and like if you master him, he's deadly. Fox, we all know if you master that character, but very difficult too,
and very few
have, you got yourself,
statistically
a man of destruction.
Yeah, statistically probably better, but
Falco's a very interesting character because I always felt like Falco is an amazing character, and it blows me away how far his meta specifically has come, especially in these past couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like Ginger and Mango have really shown some stuff off with Falco.
I mean, you're seeing so many Falcos on net play, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's littered with Falcos now.
Yeah, especially. But, like, his combo game, like, watching the way Falco has expanded, especially these past couple of years, has been astronomical. It's amazing. Puff, Puff is just so deadly. Like, Rest.
I think it's just a matter of the players, because who's the best Puff other than Hungrybox right away? First name comes to mind, Toussaint.
100%. I'd probably say Toussaint.
Yeah.
He streams a lot. He like what in 2021, edge guarding with Puff is so deadly. You are off stage with Puff, you are losing a stock. You are honestly losing a stock. I also think that Sheiks have just been expanding. What's it called? With, like you said, Captain Face Roll and Sparks pushing the meta, but like there are some combo, like even Plup, his Sheik is so fast, and I think that shield dropping, since it's become even more innovated, it's just made Sheik so deadly because Sheik is just quick.
But we're not seeing that in the meta right now as much. I mean, we've got only a handful. I mean, it's the same situation that Peach and Puff are in, right? There's not any players of those characters that are breaking out in top 3 right now, very often. With Peach, Puff, and Sheik. Sheik, honestly, more than the rest of them. And we're just not seeing that in like majors or regionals as much. And we could be wrong about this, but given that kind of information, you're seeing this drop in the tier list. I mean, Zayn goes to majors, goes to the most important tournaments in the world, and he's saying that based on like the cream of the crop,
He,
these are the best characters right
you
now.
you said it perfectly. His tier list is very much so based off of the top players, and you see it, which is it would like that's the route he chose to make his tier list was the player meta, not the character potential, right? Which is very interesting because it's cool to see how these top players' minds work, right? Like he did a tier list, and off of this tier list, clearly based off of player, which is why I think he made Marth number one. It explains why Puff, which most people would not put over Sheik, Captain Falcon, and Peach, but he did.
Yeah.
Why? Because of HBox. Like
Still doesn't take away the fact that if we weren't playing online, HBox would be destroying people.
right. Weirdos. His Seek tier. Why does he have Yoshi and Pikachu over Samus?
Yeah, right now he's still
Axe
Amsa and
and
Axe
Amsa.
are still
Right.
just better. They're just having a hard time with online.
Right. So that's why he put it like, dude, like who puts Pikachu over Samus? No one has, or Icy's even. That's like, whoa, like that's a big
Samus
pause.
being there is a big difference.
Right, and he put Samus and Ice Climbers behind, like very interesting, and it's because it's clearly these characters based. To be fair, also Ice Climbers has to take a big dip because no wobbling. Is this the first year, or maybe 2 years now, that wobbling has been officially banned? Can't do it in tournament. So now he has Ice Climbers as low as Samus.
I won't lie though, I ran into an Ice Climber on net play that knew handoffs, and I never thought I'd run into an Ice Climber on net play, like random net play, that actually knew how to do proper handoffs and was decently skilled.
Oh yeah,
So I think we are seeing like the Ice Climber meta is going to evolve soon.
yeah. In a
And
couple
it already
years,
has,
couple
yeah.
years, they're gonna be nasty
Yeah.
again.
And
Once they get handoffs down.
especially offline. And I think this is a proper reflection of the meta, honestly. I mean, compared to anybody else's
Right.
tier list out.
It's pretty cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But good time to wrap up. Any
closing remarks from my
Yeah.
end? I mean, I'm really happy.
I think Smash is in a good spot. And I'm actually really excited for this year.
I need to interrupt for a second. I was gonna look up Leffen's tier list to see his opinion because I know he posted it and like what his was compared. And his is literally a copy paste of Zayn's, and he was doing an experiment to see how many people would shit on him more compared to Zayn. And literally, he has a picture. I'll plop it right there, and it's the same tier list, and he's getting shot on. And he's like, the difference in reaction is fucking hilarious. Laughing my ass off.
That's amazing.
Left bot strikes again.
Feast your eyes, idiots.
Leffen completely became the left bot.
That is so funny.
I guess closing thoughts are Zayn's sick.
Zayn's
the meta is evolving as always. From a fan perspective, I just want to see more tournaments and see how this meta evolves now in 2021. I think we got a new tournament coming up.
Oh, and we're going to get into some new stuff in 2021.
Yeah, and our next podcast is going to cover, like, definitely we're going to cover the Wolf situation because
modding.
A few more is going to come out. Modding, yeah.
Wolf, modding, Melee in general.
I feel like that might probably be our next entire topic.
Yeah. Which is why I was like, oh, my next topics are big boys.
Yeah, that one we'll see. That's going to be like a 20-minute conversation.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But for a first one, I think that we hit a lot of, some basics about Melee. This has all been about Super Smash Bros. Melee and like what, from a fan perspective, what the meta is looking like. We want this to, teach people, who these people are. Zayn was a Marth player, Esfat a Fox player, Captain Face Roll is a Sheik player. Ginger being a Falco player. There's a lot that goes into this, from these players being, top tier to, being moderate within the scene, or even higher than that, semi-moderate, high moderate level of play. You're seeing like this opinion from us, and hopefully we can help you guys and answer some questions next time and give better perspective as time goes on. But I'm happy.
And we're like we said, we're just saying our thoughts, not here to you know, people upset or something like that. Like, what? These guys think Zayn's the best. I think blah 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 is the best,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Hey, counter argue us.
Yeah,
We would love to hear your
just
opinion.
love talking about it. Like, put in the comments that you think blah 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 is the best, or in 2021, I think. What about these players? Like, I love to see. I want to see
Yeah.
all the topics that I listed. Make a counter argument. Say, yo, Nikki T, what about my boy Axe? Once it's on land again, my man's gonna fry. Like, what about Axe? Like,
And
what
we'll
about
bring that up. We'll bring that
right?
up.
Or like, what about so and so? Or what about H box on land? Like maybe he'll be in
Yeah.
or whatever. Because like,
honestly, what's gonna get me is the comments trying to change my opinion. I feel like
yeah, love it.
very, very well can very easily can happen. Well, I want to see how you guys make me think. So, and
100%.
that me bouncing that off of you, then seeing how you respond, or vice versa. This is going to cause for some interesting topics. So, for the
100%.
first one, this has been the Nick Bros podcast. This is the fans podcast.
Right.
We'll catch you guys next time. Probably weekly, once a week. And
Yeah.
we'll go over some new topics, and it just won't be Smash. There's going to be other topics in the future. We'll talk about Valorant, which we'll probably talk about Dota and League at some point, even though we nothing about that. We're trying our
nothing.
best. We'll pick a topic you guys want.
Nothing.
But it'll be funny to see how we do that. But like we're gonna go over a bunch of topics: Street Fighter, Tekken, like so much. I mean, the Super Bowl just happened, so I'm sure we'll talk about that like a little bit
Why not?
at some point in the future. Everyone's talking about it, but yeah, a lot to come. So next time, maybe Wolf. Well, we'll see.
Yep. Till next time, guys.
Till next time.
See you later.
It's been the fans.